What are the three myths first-time home buyers think, believe, and sometimes hold them back? The first one is you have to have perfect credit. The second one is you have to have a lot of money to put down. And the third one is, yeah, might be better off renting. Well, let's talk about that. So the first thing is having a ton of money is not necessarily the case anymore. It's not the 20% down. Sure, if you have a certain amount down, depending on your situation, you'll avoid mortgage insurance premium. But buying a home is always going to be a great conversation to look at the numbers. You have FHA 3.5%, you have down payment assistance programs, you have grants, you have all kinds of situations. 3 months ago, we helped a first time home buyer get into a brand new house with very little incentives from the builder. Our loan officer team took care of them, and they put $3,200 total out of their pocket to get in. So between those variety of different programs, it might make great sense to buy a home so you don't need a pile of money. Perfect credit is the other myth. Oh my gosh, I've got this conversation or that. Not only can things be worked out, be done, be corrected in a very short amount of time, the leniency factors that go into buying a home are a big thing, especially in today's market and environment. And so that is something that is also not true and can be worked out. And the third thing is sometimes buyers tell me, gosh, John, maybe it's just better that I continue to rent. Well, if you rented for any length of time, you know that what happens every year at renewal time is magically there is problems with the unit, the area, the demand, and your rent goes up. And it doesn't go up $10 a month. It goes up 50, 100, 2 or $300 a month for no apparent reason. So that's not the only reason why renting is not as great as owning a home. When you rent 100% of your dollars, 100%. You rent for 2,000, you rent for 18, you rent for 25, 100% of those dollars go to someone else's pocket. And they say, or they should say, they don't. Thanks for making me a little bit wealthier this month. Paying down my loan for my apartment, for my home that I own, you're paying it off. You should get a steak dinner once in a while, but instead you get rent increases. So the first thing about renting that's not great is your money goes out the window, permanently leaves you, and you get no advantage. When you own a home and you make a mortgage payment, a good percentage, depending on the loan, is going to go towards paying down the loan. The other thing that happens is when you write that same payment, whatever it is, 2,000, 2,300, 1,800, 3,000 a month, whatever you might be renting for, a lot of that is going towards a tax credit, or in other words, you're going to get some tax savings. So you got a couple of things working for you. You own your home, now you got a tax savings, you're paying down a mortgage or a loan. And look, even if you just do the normal American thing and don't refinance your house all the time, you'll pay the thing off in 30 years. How old are you now? Add 30 years to that, and you have a completely paid for home. The last thing that's huge about owning a home that never happens in renting, in fact, happens in reverse in renting, is appreciation. So when you own a home, you buy a home for $320,000 or $500,000, whatever it is. The rate of appreciation will be 1 to 3% typically. Even on worse years, if you look at the last 50 years, your appreciation rate has always been in the positive. You've had some years where it's gone down just a little bit, and a couple of years, 2008, 9, and 10, where it actually went negative. But within 5 to 7 years from that, it not only made the money back up, but now you're back into the positive. So you're earning money by paying down the loan, earning additional appreciation, having a tax benefit. And in renting, it's the reverse of appreciation. It's your rents going up just because. So those are some of the myths about owning a home versus renting a home that as you look at that conversation, those are important. The last thing that's not a myth, but is a great fear, worry, and concern of our first-time home buyers is, John, I'm putting pretty much all I got here in this nest egg into the home, and I don't have that much left over. What if the AC breaks? What if an appliance breaks? What if I'm in major problems and there's an issue with the house? You go through a real diligent process on making sure the home is solid and good, and then you get a home warranty. We work with the only home warranty company in the nation that has zero out-of-pocket deductibility. What that means is your AC goes out, your HVAC system or your heater, your stove, something, fridge, appliance, electrical, plumbing. You don't have to go and say, oh my gosh, am I going to have enough money to fix this? You make a call, you pay a $75 to $100 fee, and you're done. And the thing's going to get fixed or replaced. So keeping that warranty in place does what I believe Dave Ramsey talks about, transferring that risk to someone else. So as a first-time home buyer, you've got those three myths that we talked about and the added protection of a home warranty. So now you're building wealth safely, you're building equity, got the tax advantage, and you don't have to worry about Murphy showing up and a major repair costing you a ton of money. It's John and Shannon here. We love the opportunity to talk, to educate, and to inform you. Have an amazing day. Look forward to connecting soon.